Aloha and how's it? Today we're talking all about how to attract new clients on LinkedIn, the mango way, of course, but more on that in a minute. So, how was your weekend? We got in some surfing sessions and some much needed mango harvesting. You can probably see in the background there, those are all mangoes on the ground. So, yes, the tree is going off still and our friends are sending us mango recipes because we have more than we know what to do with. And we've got an excavator and a bulldozer in our backyard the other direction to take care of a septic tank. So hopefully they don't start digging during this live stream. Now it's time for Mondays with Mindy. It's a weekly show at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific, where I talk all about LinkedIn profiles, promo, and pipeline, what I call the 3 Ps of LinkedIn. So if you have questions about LinkedIn, don't be afraid to comment below. Be sure to like this post, whether you're watching live or from the replay. Leave your questions below and I'll answer them after the show or on a future episode of Mondays with Mindy. So let's get to today's topic. How do we actually go about attracting new clients on LinkedIn? Is it enough to set up a LinkedIn page for our business and start posting content? The philosophy of build it and they will come. Does that actually happen? This was a question I actually got asked recently over the past week, and it got me thinking because I haven't done an episode exactly like this in a while. And so I started thinking about the word attraction. When you hear the word attraction, it's a little bit tricky. It's like, what comes to mind when you hear attraction? When you are thinking about attracting new customers, what comes up for you? What are the feelings? What are the emotions? I feel like we get this sense that people are just going to show up in our inbox without us having to do much because we're just so magnetizing and irresistible. We're so attractive. So we start focusing on becoming more magnetizing and irresistible to attract these new clients because that's what we think they want, right? They're looking for like this really attractive brand, this company that is just dazzling. The problem is we're so focused on ourselves to become more good looking in the business world that we can often forget about the people we're trying to attract. Think about that for a moment. Sometimes we just go so far inside of ourselves and we're so focused on making ourselves a better person, a better brand, a better company that we forget about the relationship aspect. So think about this from a relationship standpoint. What actually draws you to another human being in a friendship, in a romantic sense, even a business partnership? Is it that you're just so darn good looking that they feel attracted to you? Um, do they like you because you work out a lot? Is it because you have the right jawbone or cheekbones? Is it because your hair is just magnificent or your style is impeccable? Or is it something else entirely? That's all surface level stuff. And when it comes to business, a lot of us focus on the surface level stuff. Yes, it is important. We should take care of our personal hygiene just like we should take care of our business presence on LinkedIn. But is it the sole focus of everything that we're doing? And are we expecting that focus on our business hygiene, on looking good, to actually bring new business into our fold? So you might immediately notice someone because of these external things. You might notice a business or a personal brand that you like because of these looking good things, but that doesn't actually kickstart the relationship and the actual attraction you have to their brand. What we're looking for as consumers and as business owners is something more in the relationship than just objectively noticing that this person or this company or this brand is attractive. If we were trying to attract someone from this relationship sense, there's more that goes into it than looking good. It's about who we are as an individual. It's about our quirks. It's about our outward focus on helping others. It's how we engage with other people. It's our sense of self confidence in the world, our comfortability with ourselves, our understanding of how we fit in the big scheme of things. But most importantly, above all of this, it's about our interactions with real people. When it comes to a relationship, it's all about the interaction. So without positive interaction, attraction cannot exist. I'll say that again. Without positive interaction, attraction simply cannot exist. So think about this for a moment from a business perspective. Are you just trying to look good? but never actually getting the opportunity to interact with real, genuine, authentic people whom you can help. In our pursuit to attract, we forget the role that interacting plays in this process. Okay, but more on that in a moment. Aloha, for those who don't know me. My name is Mindy Rosser. I'm the founder of Mindy Rosser Marketing, and I have a program called the LinkedIn Accelerator for those who want to go from 0 to 60 on LinkedIn with their profile and their network. And I will actually put a link in the comments below after this episode because the wait list is now open and the doors are opening to the program next month. So stay tuned. I help superstars who feel they are the best kept secret in their industry to become the go to visible expert in their niche so they can get that next opportunity, grow their business, and scale their impact. And in this live, we are going to talk about why your intent to focus on attracting new business is causing you to miss out on interacting with the very people who want to do business with you, and how you can start actually attracting new clients on LinkedIn like a boss with the right blend of outbound and inbound. So, are you ready? Are you ready? Let's do this. Go ahead and like this post, whether you're live, watching from the replay, to give it some social love. So, how many of you have heard from the experts that you need to build a killer personal or company brand first before you start engaging with your potential prospects? I'll raise my hand here because I have heard that this is the foundation. This is what we are supposed to focus on. If people don't know who we are, what we stand for, then why should they engage with us? So we take this advice to heart and we start building up a personal brand, and we're focusing on me, me, me. I'm so awesome. I can do this. I. What do I need to do? How do I want to help people? What are my areas of expertise? I get it. I've been there and I've gone inward more times than I can count myself. The danger here is when we focus so much on ourselves that we forget about how we can actually help and engage with the people who need us most and how they need our help. That's where the problem comes in. So, I'm going to tell you a little story about someone I know pretty well. Yes, that's me. So, she's an entrepreneur. She's really intent on helping people. Pretty standard stuff, right? Her massive transformative purpose. Think Stephen Kotler, author of Art of the Impossible. If you haven't read the book, plug for the book. Is to create content that has a positive impact and inspire people to self-actualize in life and work, creating their own lifestyle by design. So, throughout her self discovery journey, she realized that she has a skill set that people actually want and need. But she's been spending years ignoring it, refusing to recognize it because it comes naturally to her and she's kind of bored with it. So, the thing is, she realized she had a moment. It was her own inner resistance. She wanted the new, she wanted the flashy, she wanted the shiny. Like, what's the latest and greatest? This is just not that exciting of a topic. But a wise friend got through to her and asked, okay, Mindy, why are you complaining about all of these people coming to you for help on this one thing that you do really well, probably better than anyone else I've ever met? What's the harm in putting together a program that would actually help people solve your own problem so you don't actually have to do the work anymore? You can teach it instead. I thought, huh, yeah, that is kind of brilliant. Maybe that's a good idea. Maybe I should do that. But then my pride gets in the way and I put it off for a couple more years. So, why had I not thought of this? Okay, hopefully I'm back. I think I lost internet there for a moment. So, what I was talking about was sometimes that outside perspective and less focus on what I want to do, what I want to build, what I want to accomplish, and actually listen to what our people want and need to help them. So now, from this personal experience, I have an opportunity to help more people in a scalable way and empower them to interact with other people on the same journey. And this gives them a better quality product, helps them solve more problems in a more effective way. But it took getting out of my own head and an obsessive focus on myself to get to that point. So take the focus off the self, put it on the people we want to help. And a big part of this was my intention to start interacting with instead of secluding myself in a bubble, trying to dream something up. I think as entrepreneurs, we tend to get in our heads a lot. And we think if we just sit in our heads and we brainstorm and we learn from all these experts, we'll come up with this brilliant idea. Rather than, why don't I spend some time interacting with people that are in my network? Why don't I spend time interacting with my communities, my audience? Why not spend that time to find out what they really are looking for and how we can truly help them? So the funny part is now I don't even worry about attracting new clients at this point. It's kind of a byproduct of what I'm doing and how I'm helping people. So I trust that the right people will come across my message, that it will resonate, and that we'll be able to collaborate or work together in some capacity at some point. So it's natural, it's not forced. This is what I call true attraction and interaction at their best. So, if your potential new clients are more focused on interacting with you than being impressed by how attractive you are as a person, a personal brand, or a company brand, how does that shift your focus on the what you should be doing on LinkedIn? So it's all about interacting with people on LinkedIn in a way that feels natural to you and comes across as authentic to them. Basically, you're acting like a human, not a bot, not a content machine. You pay attention and engage with conversations that matter to them. So you get into your direct messages. You reach out to say, "Hi, my name is, I see you do fill in the blank, and it seems like we are on a similar journey." You exhibit the right blend of being proactive on LinkedIn to allowing the results of all of this proactive engagement to happen and unfold in a natural manner. So you're like, okay, Mindy, I get it. I get it. But what does this actually look like in the real world of LinkedIn? So let's talk about what it looks like to find your perfect blend of inbound to outbound activity on LinkedIn so that this attraction and interaction happen simultaneously. So they're happening at the same time. So the first thing you want to think about is your inbound to outbound formula. Now, what exactly does this mean? Basically, inbound is things like when you think about inbound and doing inbound activities. This is stuff like posting content, fixing your LinkedIn profile, making sure your personal brand, your company brand looks good, writing articles. But not everyone needs to be posting multiple times per day or per week with many articles that took probably 45 to 60 minutes to write. Some people need to focus on very, very little inbound, but do a lot of outbound. When I'm talking about outbound, I'm talking about targeting specific industries, looking at specific niches, reaching out to very specific people at companies, looking at communities. You're really getting crystal clear on your ideal communities or customer avatar, then reaching out to them directly. So, this is a little bit more behind the scenes in your LinkedIn emails or messages. So basically, what you need to think about is how much inbound, so posting content, the public facing stuff that you're doing to try to attract people, and how much outbound. So this is the one to one messaging, this is getting into your DMs. How much of that do you need on both sides? Okay. So some people need more of one than the other. So you need to identify what this inbound to outbound formula looks like for you and then map your LinkedIn activities to your business. So then there's no wasted effort. What I see a lot of people doing is spending way too much time on inbound. So they're writing like these really long, beautiful articles. And then they come to me and go, Mindy, it's not generating activity. I thought it would, but if it's not resonating with your audience, maybe you need to do a little bit more one to one. Maybe you need to get into your messages a little more. Maybe you need to target specific communities, target specific people, and really find out what makes them tick rather than just writing about the problems that you know they have. All right, so that's the inbound to outbound formula. Very important. Now, what does good inbound look like? So, inbound can look a lot of different ways, and it's figuring out how this should look for you. Some people may want to write a lot of that thought provoking content on LinkedIn and ask for comments to get a two-way conversation going, while others may need to get into the comment streams of other industry experts' posts to kickstart a conversation. Everybody's a little bit different in how inbound looks. And I think the industry kind of sells us on this idea that you have to write an article a week, you have to post it everywhere, and boom, check, your inbound is done. That can work for some people, but for a lot of us, there are some other ways that we need to engage in inbound activities. So, groups may be incredibly helpful for you to create a community around your topic, but others might find that getting into those one to one conversations in their DMs are more informative and it's actually a better way for them to engage. So, nobody else may ever see those DMs, but that's not the point. The takeaway here with inbound is that good inbound looks different for each person and each business. So you'll need to define what good inbound looks like for you. And that is a little bit of a trial and error process. And sometimes you'll have to try things and see how they resonate and how they work to get this just right. So do not get frustrated. If you are just getting into LinkedIn and you're thinking, I've got to post, I've got to do outbound. Okay, well, there's so much. You're just going to try. You're going to start small. You're going to look and pay attention to which inbound activities are working for you and how much of them you need to do and which ones to do. All right, so let's talk about a little bit about outbound. So, how do you do outbound? This is where people go, ugh, icky, sales. We think of sales and we think of all of those spammy messages that we get in our LinkedIn inbox. Yes, I understand those are very frustrating, but that's not how you are going to do outbound. So a lot of people are afraid to do outbound because they don't want to come across as spammy. They're afraid they won't know what to say, or they're worried, believe it or not, about having too much success. So, good outbound looks like doing your research up front. So, this means you are looking up every single individual that you are messaging and you are finding out more about them. You're making sure that they're the right person for you to reach out to talk to get into a conversation with. And then you're reaching out as a real human to get connected and start conversations with people who want to do business with you or would want to do business with you in some way. So sometimes you're also looking to see if they have posted content on LinkedIn or other channels, and you're engaging with them there first before sending a direct message, an email, or a connection invitation. So outbound looks different for everyone. Again, there's no one right way to do this. There's a bit of testing, there's that trial and error to find the right outbound approach that feels good to you and also generates the business growth results you're looking for. So, in conclusion, your goal is to create more meaningful one to one connections with your LinkedIn network around your areas of expertise using the right blend of that inbound to outbound activities and maybe a little heavier on one than the other. So, my challenge for you this week, start thinking about your inbound to outbound formula on LinkedIn. So, have you noticed which activities seem to generate the most results for your business right now? Is it when you send a LinkedIn connection invitation, people respond and go, "Oh, it's so great to connect with you. I didn't know there was somebody in the industry who did what you do. That's great." So, pay attention. That's an outbound activity that you did that is having an impact. So, really pay attention to the activities that seem to be generating results in buzz and engagement, that interaction. That's what we're going for here. Anything that you should lean into more, pay attention to that. Anything that you think you should stop doing altogether, like you're doing it and you feel like you're just kind of banging your head against the wall, like you're not getting anywhere. And then also seek out help from an expert to help you dial these things in. If you feel like you're just floundering, you're like, I have no idea what is working and what is not working. At that point, that's when you need to seek out the help of an expert and let them help guide you through that process, just so you will know which triggers to pay attention to, which activities may be working well for you. So I think just putting your head in this space and start to look at attracting new clients as interaction. It's not just about a cool looking personal brand. And you'll begin to see where you can improve now and in the future. All right. And it's a journey. So be patient with yourself. I think some of us try to get that perfect brand or that perfect blend of inbound to outbound right out of the gate. And it doesn't happen that way. It's going to take time. Over time, it's going to shift. You're going to shift with it. So it's all good. It's all learning. These are all inputs that you are picking up along the way. These are ways that you are growing as a professional, as a personal person, in personal development, as a human. So be patient with yourself through this process. Now, if you're looking for that extra edge to figure out how to get that perfect blend of inbound to outbound activity on LinkedIn to get more clients for your business, you can get on my waitlist for the LinkedIn Accelerator, where I'll be doing a free kickoff training that will help you flesh out your LinkedIn strategy. So make sure to get on that list so you don't miss the training. It'll be a heck ton of fun. So I will see you all next week on Mondays with Mindy. Hopefully, we won't have any technical snafus. And feel free to leave questions or comments below, and my inbox is open if you want to message me directly. Have a beautiful rest of the week. Mahalo.